Hi, I'm Richard Davenport, author of The Baptismal River. If you're a Lutheran like I am, you've probably learned all of the basics of the faith that Martin Luther has to share with us in the Small Catechism, where he talks about baptism and how it grants us the gifts of forgiveness, life, and salvation, and all this good stuff. But you've probably also learned that the Small Catechism is just meant to be the beginnings, just the bare basics of what the Christian faith is all about. And that probably means there's a lot more to know about baptism and all of God's other good gifts. Well, if we look at things like the flood prayer, which is Luther's prayer that he used in the baptismal rite, he talks about how Noah and the Ark and how the Israelites crossing the Jordan are related to baptism. But he doesn't talk much more about it than that in the flood prayer. And you probably haven't thought much about it yourself, other than, well, they both have a lot of water in both places where God was working in big and wondrous ways. There's a lot more to it than that. Just like God has been sharing with us how Jesus would come and save us from our sins, and he's been telling us about that since the very beginnings of the Bible. He's also been sharing with us all the things that Jesus would do, all the ways that Jesus would come and save us from the very beginning. And that means he's been telling us about baptism all throughout the Old Testament. So, walk with me as we go through the Old Testament. And let's look at all the different places that God has been sharing with us what baptism would later do and the gift that it would be for us. Let's see how big a gift baptism truly is. And when we look at all of these different stories, you'll see how much God has been planning for this wondrous gift. So go with me through this adventure as we look at baptism.